Hello everybody, it's me again. I am still in the Holy Land and today we are in Ein Gedi. Ein Gedi is a beautiful oasis in the middle of the desert. In the desolate desert, there's this gorgeous oasis here with waterfalls and trees, and it's absolutely amazing. But this is also the place where King Saul was chasing down David. And while David was trying to run away from King Saul, he was hiding in one of these caves. Like you can see these caves in the background here. And as he was hiding from King Saul actually walked into the cave where David was, and he was actually going to use the bathroom, not knowing that David was hiding from him in there. When King Saul was relieving himself, David had the perfect opportunity to come behind him and take his life. He knew that King Saul would have taken his if the situation had been turned around. But David knew that even though Saul was trying to take his life, that Saul had been appointed by God to be the king. And so David honored Saul, and instead of taking his life, he just came up behind him and slit a little piece off of Saul's robe. And when King Saul arose and he turned around, David called out to him and said, "Saul, why are you persecuting me?" And then Saul realized that David could have taken his life, and yet he didn't. The difference between Saul and David is that both of them were appointed and both of them were anointed. But King Saul kept on making decisions on his own. Instead of seeking the Lord for advice, he started being rebellious, and a little bit of pride and ego in his heart led him to make decisions without the consulting of the Lord. And therefore God knew that he could no longer trust King Saul. God says that if he can trust you in the little, he can trust you in the lot. And clearly Saul was taking decisions upon himself that led to the Lord deciding that he was no longer going to trust Saul with the kingdom. And he had to anoint somebody else. So here comes David, and he was appointed and he was anointed. And here was David's great test. When he was with Saul, he could have taken his life, but he didn't. That means that David proved that he could be trusted in the little. And because he could be trusted in the little, God could definitely trust him in a lot. And therefore then eventually David was crowned king and the king. And yeah, so that's where we are today in En Gedi, in this beautiful, lush, beautiful oasis in the middle of the desert. And here are some of the caves. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that Abraham purchased something very similar to this for his family. And this is similar to the caves that Abraham would have purchased for the burial place of his family. So super cool that you can see that these caves actually exist, and this is what they look like. Let me zoom in. Can I zoom in? Okay. Anyway, God bless you guys. Talk to you soon in our next video. We're on our way to Jerusalem next. Bye.